Oh, hi there. Nicholas Jennings from Spearman Studios. Today is the last day of 2020, and oh my god, can we just say, fuck you, 2020, fuck you. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for that. 2020 was honestly one of the worst years on record. Even though, yes, this year has had plenty of conversations about political movements, how our government works, how viruses work, this year has shown that things can go from bad to worse in a second. Because this year, in terms of how everything went, it affected everyone's lives. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge the lives that we lost for the people that have lost their lives to coronavirus. A disease that has ravaged the world, as well as my nation, the United States of America. And it's completely baffling how this year just kept going one day after the other, just going from bad to worse and to worse and to worse. And even though there were some bright spots here and there when it came to 2020, overall 2020 is a garbage fire of a year that should deserve its own special place in hell. Honestly, 2020 should be its own place in hell for people who thought that the coronavirus was a hoax, so that people could just relive the last moments of, coronavirus victims. That's just my whole thing with that. So anyway, 2020 in a year of a recap for my channel, to be honest, was kind of uneventful. At the start of the year, I was home, well, my family was kind of homeless. We were in a hotel because our house caught fire on Christmas last year. And then we lived in an Airbnb for a couple of months. Had some issues with contractors and the people that were cleaning the stuff from the smoke fire. And finally, we got back to somewhat of a business as usual back in March or April of this past year. Unfortunately, though, out of one fryer and into the oven, because then we had the coronavirus lockdowns, we had all that stuff, and that definitely took a toll on what I was wanting to review and what I was wanting to talk about for the year. And a lot of stuff happened. And while I wasn't necessarily the most proficient in putting content out every week, I did manage to complete one of my lifelong goals for the channel, and that was to review the entire retrospective of the Back to the Future franchise, which, a little caveat to that, there's still a Back to the Future Transformers comic that has yet to be fully released. I've read issue 1, and issue 2 is being mailed to me as we speak. And I'm just excited to read it, because I read the first issue, and I am very happy to see it. But another thing, too, is that, still got to read the other issues, and eventually I will make a video that is an amendum to the full retrospective and adds this section to the whole growing playlist of the Back to the Future retrospective. I will be adding that. Also, in a similar vein, I finally got the Ultimate Collection Trilogy on 4K, which is, well, pretty friggin' sweet. Now, as for 2021 plans, all right? 2021 is definitely not going to be a sort of back to business as usual kind of year either. Even though, yes, coronavirus vaccines are being put out at a slower rate than we thought, it's not going to be a full return to business as usual because, well, there's not a lot of movies to review. I mean, of course, we got the movies that are going to HBO Max, but that's only if, certain deals are done. So, in terms of next year, I have laid out a couple of plans, maybe some more down the line, we'll see, but I have 2 plans that I plan on doing throughout next year. The first of which is a new series. It's a sort of take this whole first season as a pilot season, and it's called the Criterion Channel Review, or the Criterion Collection Review. I don't know which one I'm going to be calling it. Essentially, I have been growing my numbers in the Criterion Collection, and I have enough of the collection to do a full year's worth of review. 12 episodes, 1 episode a month, probably at the end of each month, and it'll be a more of a focus on the movie and why I thought specifically maybe they chose it for the collection. And I will be focusing specifically on the Blu-ray stuff, so, no early day, Criterion releases. Like, I won't be talking about Armageddon anytime soon. I mean, unless, they formally put it into the Criterion Collection, but, that's a whole other deal. And as far as another retrospective goes, I am considering one, and that is the Toy Story franchise retrospective. This would be going over the 4 films and the TV movie, as well as the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command TV show. Now, the movie I'm referring to, the Buzz Lightyear Star Command movie, I will be reviewing that as well. So, there's that. And that was supposed to be the Christmas episode, but because there was so much going on at the point, I just did not have time to get it all together, so it will be coming out March 23rd of 2021 for my birthday episode. So, there's all that. Now, I don't have any other plans lined up for 2021. I will be reviewing movies as I see them, if I want to see them. As far as best and worst lists go for 2020, that most likely won't be a thing till March or April of next year. Because again, I like to see as many of this year's offerings as possible before I finally make my own judgments. I do want to see Mirai. I want to see No Man's Land. I want to see so many other different movies, like First Cow I want to see. But so many movies from this year got delayed to next year. So all the movies that did get delayed to next year will be on the 2021 list, unfortunately. So there's that. So you won't be seeing things like Godzilla vs. Kong on a 2020 list. You're not going to see A Quiet Place Part 2 on a 2020 list. You're not going to see Black Widow on a 2020 list, and so on and so forth. Those are all going to be considered 2021 releases, officially. So there's all that. I don't have anything else really to say other than this year was shit. And I think we all know it's shit. But let me tell you something. Next year may not be great, but we always should strive to better ourselves. We should always strive to be there for the ones that we love, to care and be compassionate to those that have less. And I hope that's a message that gets to Capitol Hill. I hope that's a message that gets to our politicians. Because to be honest, how they've treated 2020, the entire thing, and what they continue to do up to this day is atrocious. And I just wish everyone a happy new year. I just wish that we all can have a good time, have fun, make sure to yell Jumanji at midnight, and I'll see you guys in the new year. Happy New Year's, everyone. Peace.